Hi everyone, and welcome to your mid-monthly pick a card tarot readings for the month of October 2022. If we haven't met, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. If that's the kind of thing you're into, make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you're always up to date on the advice that the cards have for you. I'll be doing 7 card readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the classic Rider-Waite-Smith with Red Jasper, the borderless Rider-Waite-Smith with Lapis Lazuli, and the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot with Amethyst. We also have 4 different oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you pick more than one. You might have a combination of messages. And of course, you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, the timestamps are right below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. All right, group 1, I hope your October is going great so far. Let's see what we have with the changing energies. Actually, I just reminded myself of this. I think I'll give a summary of the changing energies once during the Oracle cards section. So anyway, your present energy, we have, like, obviously, with the Lover's card in the middle, I'm tempted to read these 2 pages as 2 different people, and it's looking like one person might be feeling unworthy of love from the other. That's like the initial vibe that I'm getting here. But let us see here. Okay, so it looks like a threshold of some sort was recently crossed, and it looks like things are going to the next level. This is not necessarily a love reading. However, there is obviously the Lovers in the middle of the whole reading, and also, you know, the 2 court cards here, which on the surface is... it's very, very tempting to read this as 2 different people. So this could be any, the Lovers here, it could be any loving relationship, not necessarily romantic. And these could be 2 different aspects of yourself. But again, I'm not getting that impression right out of the gate. And in the upcoming... or incoming energy or slash future, we see the 8 of Coins, so the grinding card. So it's looking like just a slow and steady progression towards the divine timing and outcome that is suggested by the Lover's card here. So let me see the 2 advice cards with the High Priestess at the bottom of your deck. This is actually a really good reading. I'm going to, because again, the indications that this is a love reading are clear and obvious, but I really do want to give the other alternative as well, which is why this is taking a bit more time. But it's looking like the Page of Swords is this? No. The Page of Swords and the Ace of Swords are the only 2 reverse cards in this entire reading, which is ironic considering that, and I've mentioned this many times, I read Aces and Pages very similarly, so it's interesting to see. I think that I'm going to spend a lot of time focusing on the Page of Swords, obviously, because I think... the person or energy represented by this card is what needs the most attention. And I think that this is going to be an opportunity for you to see that whatever feelings of unworthiness or that maybe things are happening too soon for you are all in your head, and that you are in fact worthy, that you are wise and have everything that you need, and to be ready for this new path that is opening up, and worthy of it as well. Let me belabor the Page of Swords even more if I haven't already. So I often call the Page of Swords the new freshman on campus card. Swords is the realm of thoughts and words. Pages are about new paths opening up, and you know, I read them like graduated aces. The page is essentially an ace that has gone from ace all the way to the 10 and now graduated to this level, hence a new path opening up. And when it comes up in reverse, I see this as someone feeling insecure. The analogy that I always use, and I've certainly used it on this channel before, is you know, graduating top of your class in high school from some small town, and then coming on at college and seeing all sorts of, whiz kids from all sorts of different cities, the big city on college campus, and those feelings of insecurity, I would invite whoever the Page of Swords represents, to just keep working at it. And it seems that it is in the slow and gradual progress that is indicated by the Eight of Coins, that you can see that whatever love or divine choice or divine timing that is hinted at by the Lover's card here is something that you are ready for and worthy of. It is like with the Three of Wands in your past here leading into this present energy. It feels like there's some kind of new level that has begun recently. It seems pretty fresh, maybe happening earlier in the month of October, maybe like in the months leading up to October, but it seems something fairly recent. And I think that if you just keep putting one foot in front of the other, that you can get the clarity that you need, and to let your deep inner knowing rise to the surface, rise to the top of the mountain, so to speak, and to see that all of your feelings of insecurity and whatnot were in your head. I think I have looped enough for this reading, so I will thank you very much for watching. Please use the please use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading, and I will see you there, Group 1. All right, Group 2, let's see what the rest of October has in store for you. I hope your month is going great so far. And at the beginning of the Oracle card portion of this video, I'm going to give a quick summary of all the different energy changes that are going to happen over the next couple of weeks. So let us begin with the present energy. Well, this is looking good. This is looking like taking the ball and running with it, taking the ball, running with it. Overall, really good vibes. Let's see what we have in our past energy. Well, look at you with the two aces. This is really cool. So it's looking like there was an opportunity for emotional fulfillment that has all of a sudden found a practical way to manifest itself, and that's what you're currently in the process of manifesting, hinted at by these two cards here. So in the incoming energy, we have the Page of Swords in reverse. Let's give the two advice cards here and the bottom of the deck here. I'm gonna be straight with you. Group 1 also had the Eight of Coins and the Page of Swords reverse in their reading. I wouldn't be surprised if more than a couple of you also chose Group 1. But this is clearly a different reading here, so give me a second here. Actually, I'm going to pause the recording. Give me a sec. All right, Group 2, there are two resounding themes in this reading, and you're going to hate me for one of them because it's the eternal be patient message that comes up a lot in tarot in general, but one thing is for sure, the other message is to not wait around forever. I kind of get the dual meaning of the Knight of Swords. Something I say a lot with the Knight of Swords is that this is either an invitation for swift, decisive action or an invitation to slow down and really pace yourself, hinted at by the horse looking back at the knight saying, hey, are you sure about this, buddy? And when he comes in reverse, I interpret it often as the latter of like making sure that you pace yourself, but there is an implied warning that the opportunities represented by these two aces here need to be acted upon. The reason that I'm saying this is because you have two inverted twos in your reading here, hinting at some kind of hesitation to actually make the decision to capitalize on the opportunity. Maybe the, my initial read of these three cards here, now that the whole reading is out and that I've stared at it for a little bit, it's another way to interpret it is that looking at all the work that will be required to bring this opportunity to fruition is kind of giving you second thoughts, kind of making you doubt yourself. And I think that the warning implied by the Page of Swords reverse here in your future position is that there's no such thing as the perfect time. There's no such thing as the perfect opportunity. And whether, like, it's better, well, okay, this is my bias coming in here, but it's better to it's better to regret acting too soon than to regret not acting at all. And I have the feeling that whatever window, like I'm almost reading these two aces as a combined ace, as a combined opportunity that is lasting into the present. And if this is some kind of idea or opportunity that you've been mulling over for a while, at some point you might reach a point where the analysis paralysis will be insurmountable. If this is something that you haven't taken action on, I would take this reading as an invitation to take the leap, and that the experience that you will get from the trying, from the gradual, slow, progressive improvement of just keep putting one foot in front of the other, is what's going to make you grow into this opportunity as the opportunity grows with you. Don't overthink it. It's clear. And again, I'm kind of giving two readings at the same time because there's, depending on if this is something that you're mulling over and not taking action on versus taking action on and not seeing the results as quickly. If it's the latter here, this is a reminder to not get nervous at the fact that you're still not where you're at as quickly as you would like, and that it's a learning process and you're ready to face these new challenges, even though you might not feel like you are. But one thing is for sure, you have some choices to make, and there is it's kind of like there's a deadline by which the opportunity won't be ideal anymore, and I would really hate for you to miss out based on the fact that things weren't perfect, because things are never going to be perfect, is the message that I'm getting from this. So, whether the growing into yourself, growing into the opportunity comes from just, taking the first steps, or from being patient with yourself as you learn, I would encourage you to, because both of these aces are upright, so I would encourage you to really cherish it, but not cherish it to the point where it kind of just, spoils on, I'm thinking of an apple. At some point, if you just hold the apple in your hand and don't do anything with it, it's gonna spoil. And I would encourage you to eat it or make a nice pie with it or whatever before that happens, and to be gentle with yourself as you're making the pie as well. Gentle all the way. All right, I've looped enough for this. So thank you very much, Group 2, for watching. If you, I would invite you to use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading, and I will see you there. All right, Group 3, I hope your October is going great. Let's see what we have for you. Well, this is good. Holy shit. This is very optimistic. It's looking like things are moving and that you're like on top of your shit. It's difficult for me to elaborate, so let's just see. Oh, well, based off of this, it looks like the Temperance card in reverse in your past energy or outgoing energy, it could be signaling either either a lack of balance between things or a lack of patience. I'm not too sure, but going from this to these three cards in your present energy is looking really good. And speaking of looking really good, it's looking like you're on a very positive track here. Let's see what advice that we have for you. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, so here's the thing. I think that the it almost looks like you're being pushed into a situation that might not feel that comfortable. Hinting at the Temperance card in reverse in the past here, but is looking really optimistic, obviously, here. Now, I have the feeling that in order to best capitalize on whatever acceleration is happening, that you're going to need to let go of something. And it might not be something that you want to let go of, and it might be a reluctance to let go of it that was causing the imbalance or the lack of trying to make two things mixed together in the past here. But it looks like that decision is being made for you and you're ready for it and you're all over it, like hinted at by the Six of Coins here. There are only two cards in the tarot that have scales in them. It's this card and the Justice card. So it speaks to, yes, balance, obviously, but also wisdom and making wise decisions. And again, I have the feeling that you will realize as these next couple weeks progress that whatever situation that you feel all of a sudden things are like just clicking left, right, and center, and that like everything is falling into place as if by magic. And I'm really surprised that there's only one major arcana card in this reading here, because it's looking like things are really clicking into place for you, group 3. But again, just remember that you can't have your hands in every pot. And I think that this is the warning inherent in the Two of Coins and 10 of Swords reversed as advice cards here. But again, I think that once you decide to commit to the pot that is looking very promising, that you're going to realize that, first of all, the other pot, even if you take your hand out of it, you don't need to take your hand out of it forever. But also that the thing that was holding you back was your reluctance to let it go, even if only for now. This is looking like a really good next couple weeks for you, group 3. So kudos to you. I really don't have much more to add. Like, this is one of these readings that's super short, but for all the good reasons. And yeah, I wish you the best. So if you don't want to see me put these cards away one by one, you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you at your Oracle card reading one way or another. I think this... Yeah, screw it. I'm going to put that one on top. Great. Let's see what we have. This should be... I'm having trouble aligning this. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's good enough. So before I jump to the Oracle cards here, I just want to give a summary. As always, I take a look at the space weather for the period that I'm reading for before like shuffling and shit. And there's a lot of action happening at the very end of the month, almost so where I think the effects of this will be felt in November. But yeah, we have Saturn going direct just before Mars goes retrograde. We have a bunch of personal planets, by which I mean the Sun, Mercury, and Venus, moving into Scorpio. And we have the partial eclipse in Scorpio as well. And Jupiter is popping back into Pisces for the next little while before going back into Aries. So a lot of changes in energy at the end of the month. But again, two of the major ones, to me anyway, by my newbie eye, are happening at the very, very end of the month, which is Mars going retrograde literally on October 31st on Halloween, and Saturn stationing direct just before that. Anyway, enough chit chat. For Group A, your card is Mercury in Pisces, inspiration. Well, let me back up a little here. This is really nice. This is either an invitation to let yourself be inspired by what's around you, or to let your enthusiasm be an inspiration to others. This could really go either way, but I love the planet Mercury personally, and Pisces is a very dreamy energy. So don't be afraid to let your mind wander as far as what is possible, to let your mind dream, and to not be afraid to share some of those dreams wisely with people around you, carefully selected. Be careful who you share your dreams with, but be a little more daring than what I just said implies based off of this card. All right, Group B, your card is Rest. Well, I'm taking this at the base level. This is a moment to... I say this every time I pull this card, which I have for a little while. If you're low on sleep, this is you can take this as a warning, especially if you've pulled this card before. If this is the second time or more that you've seen this card for you, take it as a warning, all right? Especially if you're low on sleep. But for the rest of you who may have picked this card, this could be a moment to reevaluate and reassess the situation, and take this pause as an opportunity to really lay the groundwork for the next thing, and to go at that in force, but after the period of rest. Because the reason that this card is green is to nod at the fact that when you rest, it's actually an opportunity for growth, which is hinted at by the green color here. For you, let's go New Moon in Scorpio. New Moon in Aquarius. Very, very fitting. All right. I didn't read the text that's on the card here. It says, bring love into the situation. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory, especially for one of the groups that had a very strong message of love. I won't say which one, it's really obvious. But regardless of that, what's going on? Sorry about that. Someone was banging on my kitchen window. Regardless, to bring love into the situation. So make sure that everything that you do is coming from a place of love and service. And I say this all the time when love comes up in a reading. Love also includes love of yourself. So don't, it's good to come from a spirit of love and service for others, but don't neglect yourself in that process. And finally, Group D, your card is the Turning Point. This is I Ching hexagram number 24. For once, I've been pulling a lot of similar cards with this deck recently, so I'm glad to see a slight break in that. The keywords are return, the start of a new cycle, right timing, regeneration, inevitability, and steady improvements. What's really leaping out at me is the steady improvements and regeneration. I would like to see you focus on what in my life have I been neglecting that would be useful for me now for these next couple weeks, because it's looking like if you chose this card that you're at a point where there are things that will come into play which might that you need to get ready for, basically. Let me reread this here. The start of a new cycle. Yeah, that was another one. Right timing, inevitability, steady improvements. So basically, to just remember that, whenever you think something's coming to an end, it's the beginning of the next thing also, and to not be discouraged by that, and to take the lessons that you had at the end of the last cycle to help you in the next cycle, basically. So on that note, thank you very much for watching. If your reading resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up. It would really help me out, and I'm curious to know what you think in the comments down below. But regardless of anything, thank you so much for watching. You take care. I'll see you soon.